Jehovah already knows this. Jehovah already saw me. So there's no point in lying. They're gonna all find out. I should cleanse my soul. Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta get in.
If you believe in their beliefs, if you believe in a God, then you're afraid of him more than anybody. And so, of course, you're going to have no problem telling the human beings what you did wrong, because you're like, well, if I lie, God will know that I lied and he won't forgive me and I'll die in Armageddon. So I'd rather get this lie off my chest and tell everybody the thing that I did wrong. So there's a lot of honesty with Jehovah's Witnesses, which is nice. But there's also a lot of like, people also do become very secretive though too, depending on, because you become so trusting that you assume everybody would tell the truth because of our shared fear of a higher power. And then people that don't actually share that fear, that are like in the religion, then they're more likely to manipulate and hurt people. So
you're saying they'll start capping. They'll just start lying on God.
I mean,
trying to deceive God.
On the dead low.
Yeah.
No, like there will be like elders who are Jehovah's Witnesses that don't believe in any of this stuff, and they'll just sit around. Then they'll manipulate. It's usually sexual manipulation, but that's how those kids.
What do you mean?
Well, it never happened.
Lots of molestation and
it never happened to me, but like a lot of.
Because it happens in Catholicism, it's going to happen everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Catholics that they get the bad rap about it, as if it's just them, when it's like, no, it's Mormons, it's fucking...
Catholics are just the biggest.
Most religions allow child predators because of their whole forgiveness fucking thing. There was this fucking guy from Nigeria that was in our congregation, and he was like, my name is Nick, I would like to take the children to Amzi, and...
what the hell is that?
Amzi is the Oregon Museum of Science and fucking... interspecies relationships or something. I don't know. But it's
interspecies, like fuck animals.
Yeah.
No, I was just making up what the I stands for. I usually say incest, but that didn't sound. Anyway, institute. You're right. It's probably institute. So Amzi, it's the science museum. I like to go there, and Nick was always like, I would like to take the children to Amzi.
Do you think Nick was his real name?
Probably not. But after I shaked his hand and he talked to him and stuff, I went up to my mom and she was like, I was like, Nick wants to take me to Amzi, and she's like, that guy is a pedophile. And
point blank.
Yeah. So my
mom.
How
old were you?
I was probably about fifth grade. Fifth grader.
Were you aware of what a pedophile was?
I think so. I mean. Not to the full extent,
right?
Right.
But I mean, you haven't had any personal experience.
Not until up until that point. But they've been before that in school they've been telling you about kids getting molested for years. They show you the picture of the guy holding the puppy and the kid's petting it, and they're all like, you can't trust people like this.
Of all places, I learned how to stave off molestation at my karate studio in town. That feels like the blind leading the blind. I think they're going to... I think if you're in karate for longer than past the age of 12, you've been molested, and you're perpetuating a cycle.
Wouldn't you think that they'd know how to fight it off? At that point,
I think they're just trying to fight a demon that can't.
Well, it's like you learn Chong Bang 1, and then what do you got? I remember professional karate studios, dude, in Lino Lakes, Minnesota. Chong Bang 1, Chong Bang 2. Couldn't make it to Gold Stripe unless you learned both Chong Bang 1 and Chong Bang 2.
What the fuck is Chong Bang?
Yeah,
Chong Bang 1. Chong Bang 2.
I don't know if you're pronouncing it right. Do you think it's more along the lines of Chong Bang?
It's Chong Bang 1, Shumbi. Chong Bang 2, Shumbi.
You guys don't have a joint we can smoke, do you?
I got a bowl.
Yeah, I could pack a bowl.
That'd be really great. I would really feel like I could relax.
Why are you so tense?
I don't know. I don't feel funny. I don't feel successful.
Al.
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
feel,
mine too.
I don't
Right.
feel I don't think anyone is, I don't trust any of you guys.
What?
You don't trust me?
I don't think anyone's my actual friend.
You're capping.
I'm serious.
Okay,
this is
fine.
what I've been dealing with.
Let's walk down memory lane then. Let's
That'd
take
be
a
great.
walk down
That'd be
memory
great.
fucking lane.
Yeah.
Because Al is, by the way, the GOAT mentality. This is a very special episode for me personally. My good friend, who I lived with for a time, my ride or fucking die.
Yep.
Alex Avery is here with us today.
Thank you.
And goddamn, dude. I mean, when I met you, there's a lot to cover. Our relationship is
We got
2.5, 3 years in the making at this point. Because I met you at Terminal Bar,
You got a lighter.
and you were the first guy that
Thank you, Luke. I'm sorry.
was like kind of close in my age who had stories of being on the road. Because you lived on the road.
I did. I lived on the road. I was homeless. I've basically done everything you've done, but not successfully. I've basically done everything you've done, but it just did. But the COVID happened,
Thank you.
and so that completely dried up my
Oh, you
career.
reads on this one.
But also, I just don't
Pretty
have.
small bowl, but
You have just way better interpersonal skills than I do. You're
wouldn't
just
say that's
way
true.
no. You're just way better at charming and talking to people, and and you do it in a way that isn't disingenuous. It's even if you think someone's a dumb fucker, you're able to at least talk to them at a dumb fucker level that makes them like you. And you're able to really like you connect to people. I connect to people too, but I connect to the freaks and the weirdos. That's
fine.
That's who likes me, is people that are
But-
just really fucked up.
You were living on the road doing Ron Heron gigs.
Mm-hmm.
You're the man that made me want to work for Ron Heron.
I did you a disservice with that, didn't I?
No, you didn't. That's the
No,
most
working
I've
for Ron.
learned in
Working for
comedy.
Ron is fun. Working for Ron, it is like comedy boot camp.
You got
It's
it.
like comedy boot camp. If you can't handle working for Ron, you're probably not gonna make it at all.
he is like a drill sergeant.
It is. It is. You gotta handle a guy texting the N-word at you, asking where you
Yep.
are, and
Ticket counts where he's straight up lying on the names.
because that's
Because
most.
he's trying to catch you lying.
He's smart for a
doesn't
psycho.
trust you
He's smart
at
for
all.
a psycho fucker, but you need, as fucked up as it sounds, you need guys like that because he teaches you what it's going to be like dealing with other bookers.
Mm-hmm.
Most people that own a comedy club are not good people. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But it feels like there's always stories of there's this piece of shit that owns a club. Not everyone. Sorry. We should take.
Give him time. Whoa! Holy shit!
Hey,
Damn. Dude,
Oh.
that looks like when Doc Ock finally had like the tentacles controlling him.
God damn, dude, are you alright? No, dude.
Oh,
whoa.
whoa. Maybe that's not catching on the mic.
Run me through your experience with like. So you won the Acme. We're gonna pretend like that's not happening. That's like the nudist comedy.
No, that's. I would much rather that's happening in the background because the next shit I say is it's just gonna drone on and be boring. So it'll be nice to have like a break every once in a while
No,
for whatever
no,
I'm
no.
talking about.
Because you won Acme,
I did.
and then lead me through your move because I met you at a different chapter in your life.
Yeah,
you
I-
lived a life before I fucking met you.
I won that shit when I was 21, which is the worst. It's the worst time to win a comedy competition is when you're young,
Yeah.
because it went right to my head immediately. I was like, oh, I'm better than everybody. I Acme Comedy Club likes me, and I got into that. I had a little bit of that attitude where it's all like, I've won this comedy competition. Like, people hated me, and I didn't understand why. And it's like, because you're a dude that does one-liners, you're antisocial, and you're being a fucking asshole about it. So,
But then where did the move come in? How did that happen? Because you left here. He is spilling an entire
Is he puking?
Yeah, he's
puking.
throwing up a bunch of Hawaiian rolls right now.
Poor guy. We're bad friends. A good friend would stop the podcast and go help him.
There's nothing we can do.
What am I gonna do?
Fine now. Keep going.
He's good. What am I gonna do? Pat him on
Keep
the.
telling your story.
What are we gonna
He's
do?
good
Pat
at-
him on the back?
I was worried that you guys would set me up for something for some reason, this is better than that. This is much better.
No, Elliot's really throwing up.
No,
That's happening.
If this is a prank, it's a very good one. This
isn't a
This is
prank.
hilarious.
I had you
This
on
is
because
funnier than. This is the funniest thing ever.
you're a
To
good
tell
friend of
your
mine.
life story while a buddy of yours pukes in the bathroom is
Yeah.
it's art.
Al, you're my best buddy, dude.
I can
Take a
yeah.
seat, champ.
You're
See, it
Hey,
just
do you feel better?
I feel better
You look
now.
all
Now
right.
that I realize that you did this to me. I'm kidding, Al. I'm kidding.
I don't know why I took that so personally.
No, dude. I that was genuinely me puking. I had a
that
little
was
bit of.
the way your head cranked back. Your
Yeah.
eyes were so red.
I've never seen eyes pop out that far.
Yeah.
No.
That was
It was.
Guinness Book of Records.
Visceral reaction. That was like asthma attack. Like, my lungs are fucked up because of that hit.
Really,
Yeah.
I could keep going.
When the
but-
Zaza hits you like that, you know.
What's the highest you've been at?
That time that you and Max gave me all those shrooms and you started dancing in front of me
Oh,
like you were two dancing bears on
Yeah.
unicycles, and I laughed like I've never been that insanely happy before. I was insane, like it did feel like what going crazy would feel like, but if it was good, like in a good way.
Yeah.
It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. Somehow you guys were like perfectly baby smooth. Like everything was wavy.
Yeah.
And you both kind of look like devils but angels at the same time. It was like weird. It was like you were like you were like mischievous, malevolent little Cupid babies, you know? And you were super smooth looking, and you were just looking, and they were both shirtless.
No, we were both in our underwear.
You were in your underwear, and you're both standing there, and Max had that music going that was like oh pop, oh pop, oh pop,
Yeah,
oh
it
pop,
was like
oh
Russian
pop,
music.
oh pop, oh pop, oh pop, and you guys came out like you were pedaling,
Yeah.
like you were
We were dancing.
like you were those Russian bears.
Right in front of him
You
on
were
the
dancing, but you came out together like you
Yeah.
were pedaling on little unicycles,
Yeah.
and then you started dancing in front of me, and it was wordless.
Mm-hmm. We didn't say
They
anything.
didn't say a word, and
like
you had
45 minutes we
had
did
these
that.
menacing looks on your faces. But you were my friends, so I felt safe too. It was also the safest I've ever felt with you guys was that moment, because you were making me laugh so hard, and it was completely harmless, and it was like genuine, and it was beautiful. It's something that it's impossible to record.
Mm-hmm.
It only exists in my mind.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. I think that's really, yeah.
Yeah, dude. We.
I think that's amazing that there's experiences that only can exist in your mind, that I can only replay it. If I could, I would pay somebody to watch that moment again through those eyes again, like
Yeah.
before I die. If I could see that again and laugh that hard again.
You were laughing. You were bright.
Oh,
was
I
that the
was-
same night
I was
that you
laughing
shaved
so-
your head?
Was it the same night I shaved my head? Could have been. I know that was
Yeah.
the night that we went to Terminal.
We were shotgunning LaCroix and we shaved your head.
Whoa.
Yep.
All the
yeah,
way.
Yep, all the way down. I went down.
Buzz down.
Oh, I
went
remember
down
that.
smooth.
I
I
remember
think-
that.
You had very long hair at the time.
Yeah, because I just sometimes don't cut or shave my hair.
Yeah.
And I think I didn't go through. I wasn't going through a breakup then. I was just going through a weird time.
Yeah, and you wanted it gone. You wanted like a change.
Yeah, I just wanted a big change. I do that where I just want drastic changes to myself, to my life.
Yeah.
Because I'm all like, maybe if I change how I completely look, I'll act different, and I'll be different, and I'll maybe make like I did start working out every day. I was working.
You took on like a skinhead persona, not the racism.
Not
part,
the racism part,
you
but
were,
the discipline part. The part we like about skinheads, where they're disciplined and
Generally,
loyal.
when I think skinheads, I think discipline, loyalty,
brotherhood, big on brotherhood, kinmanship.
That's something the media doesn't talk about. They got to bring that up more.
Those guys are really fucking close. Like,
hey, look, guys, the very disciplined army is facing up against the blacks, so we don't know how it's going to end.
All right.
There it is.
oh, why'd you have to take it there? I love you.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, it's okay. I don't.
So
It's okay.
Okay,
alright.
I gotta get back to your story, dude, because you move. So we're at that point.
Yeah. Where I won. I was living with my dad for about 6 months down in Kenyon, Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I drive.
How far?
It would be about an hour, but I liked it. That's what I like about being a road comic. That's what I like about doing road comedy. I like the driving.
The driving is my favorite.
I like the driving. People will be all like, "You're going where? That's so far. Why would you go in an hour?" And it's like, because I like the drive. I like listening to music. I like getting high, thinking, being in a chamber where you're moving, you're still doing something, you're still operating something, but you're able to also just be alone with your thoughts while you're still feeling productive.
It
Yeah.
keeps you focused when you're like, yeah, you have that on hand, and then all
You
of a
have
sudden-
this like your forefront of your brain is doing something that's
Yeah.
kind of dangerous that you have to be safe for, but then the whole back part of your brain gets to play. You
Yeah.
get to have playtime and just think about your life, your family, things that make you laugh, things that you like about people, just thoughts coming into your head. That's why so many comics have jokes about billboards. We all have a billboard joke. We've all seen a billboard that's made us go like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That's true. I mean, I don't know. A lot of the time when I'm driving and I think it's like listening to sad country music and thinking about everything I did wrong in my life.
That's what you just punish yourself?
Yeah, for 10 hours.
Why?
The first hour will
Yup.
be like good, and then the next 9, I'm listening to sad country music and smoking either Black and Milds or putting Zins in and drinking coffee, eating no food.
Actually,
at all.
that's good. That's good.
Eating
That's
no
good
food
for you
at
that you
all,
do
and
that.
then I like to look at myself in the mirror under those like shitty motel halogen lamps and just be like, where did everything go fucking wrong? That's usually what the road is for me, but I like that. I like feeling really, really bad.
That's
That's crazy because all day
Yeah.
today you were in a good mood.
I was in a great mood today,
Yeah.
but when
When you get alone.
you're staring like the fucking, what's it, that Bob Seger song where he's,
on alone. What is it? Fuck, what's that?
Turn the page.
Turn the page. Turn the page live.
yeah, when you're,
I definitely cry when I'm
Oh,
driving. I'll
yeah.
cry.
Yeah.
I give myself
Yeah.
that time. I give myself that space to cry.
when's the last time you guys cried?
I think yesterday I heard a song that
Really?
made me tear up a little
What
bit.
song?
Yeah, there was, I can't remember right now. Or music does it for me, or certain movies. Definitely certain movies, like the end of Platoon when Willem Dafoe's getting shot up
Yeah.
when he's being betrayed.
Yeah. That
Like
makes
that,
you cry.
that makes me cry because I think this guy's
Really?
yeah, because
In Platoon.
it's a really powerful moment. Like it's a really
Oh.
No, that's
because
I
it's
mean,
it's very dramatic, but like he's literally there to save his guys. He's there to like he's trying to punish this one dude who was just mercilessly killing a whole village, you know? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna report you. You're a bad person. You've committed war crimes. We're not trying to do that out here. And he's running to the helicopter, and he's like so close to salvation, and then starts getting shot in the back, you know, by his own people. And there's something about the music and the whole moment that's like very, just for me when I first saw it, just made me like overwhelmed because I was like, can you imagine that? Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm talking last time you cried over like something just got to you. Like thing just fucking got you.
For me, I know the last time I cried was definitely about the dog dying.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how recent that or
person dog.
recent dog.
Within
the
this
summer.
year,
Over the
yeah.
summer, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's hard.
But the throat's getting caught in my throat here. Oh my god.
Do you need water?
Yeah, I'm drinking Canada Dry.
That's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Better than water, actually. I've been told.
140 calories.
Yeah,
better.
dude. Woo!
Pure goodness.
No, what have I?
What about you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think it was like a couple weeks ago in the car, but I don't know if it was a song or if I was just overwhelmed with emotion already.
Yeah.
It kind of, I mean, I'm sure it went hand in hand.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
That kind of got me.
Have you guys ever cried over like losing a job? Have you ever lost a job and
No.
cried?
I've
I've
always
been
felt,
fired from a lot of places. I can't cry about it.
I have
anymore.
always
Yeah.
felt good about it.
You've always felt good about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just because I'm ready to leave at that point.
Have you been fired though,
Yeah.
or like lost it? Yeah.
It was like the first job I had.
What was that?
Timber Rattlers runner.
Oh, you got fired from that?
I mean, he just got mad because I asked for too much time off in like July, and he's just
Oh.
like, "We need team players," and I'm like, "You have fucking like 20 more of us."
Yeah.
But nah, the dude ran too tight of a shit.
Where was this?
It was minor league baseball stadium back in my hometown.
Oh. Damn.
It's tough.
I've cried in front of you more than I've cried in front of women in my life.
That's an honor.
honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah. That time, I can remember that time we went to Walgreens together and I had to pick up those pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You cried really hard.
I cried very hard that time.
We both did. We both cried over
we both
girlfriends.
cried
We both cried over
just
ex-girlfriends
bitches.
together.
Yeah.
Yep. That'll do it to you. For some reason, that'll really get you.
We were crying in a Walgreens parking lot, hugging each other,
Mhm.
because that song "Leather and Lace" by
Mm.
Stevie Nicks and Don Henley was playing, and I just couldn't hold it together anymore. And
I was
we were-
crying. That's what caused you to cry, but I cried because you were crying.
Yeah.
I started crying because I wanted to empathize, and I was empathizing with you, and I didn't want you to feel like you were just, because there's nothing worse than if you're a man crying that you're doing it alone.
Yeah.
You know, like, because you'll cry and most other men just stare at you like, what are you doing? And you're just like, oh, sorry, I suck. And you like wipe your tears away or whatever. But no, I was like, I'm going to cry with my buddy because I'm going through a similar thing.
Yeah.
I also miss my ex-girlfriend at this point in time. And it just kind of came out of me,
Yeah.
you know?
That was a good cry.
It was.
Next girlfriend cries a good one.
Yeah.
With the boys.
Yeah.
Damn. I am really not feeling good.
Really.
Shit.
You gonna puke or
Are you
something?
going to cry?
I don't know what's going on. I don't feel good though.
Well,
I'm so sorry.
you're good. Are you hot?
I don't know what's going on, man.
Jeez, maybe he's got COVID. I don't know. You don't have COVID, right?
He tested negative.
No, it's not.
Not that I give a fuck, to be honest, but
Yeah, I'd swallow a COVID right now.
yeah,
Yeah.
we don't get paid for it anymore, so I'm not getting it.
For COVID?
Yeah, there's no reason for me to get it anymore.
I don't know, dude.
What? He's like,
Dude,
yeah. What's going
I
on?
don't know. I don't know what's going on, man.
Are you?
Are you all right?
Yeah.
You need some help?
I don't know.
Do you need water?
You need a ginger ale?
I don't know, dude.
What's up, folks? The name is Kevin Holmes, and welcome to the GOAT Mindset Podcast. When you think of the word GOAT, what do you think of? Do you think of an animal? Do you think of a person? Do you think of an experience? When you hear the phrase greatest of all time, what do you think? That's a crazy question to ask. Because I feel like I have not been the greatest at anything in my entire life. I have failed and failed and failed. And the older I have gotten, the more fascinated I have become with success and high performance. Why shouldn't you want that for yourself? Why wouldn't you want to be the greatest of all time in such field, known for such activity or talent or skill? How amazing would that be to leave an impact like that on life? Earth. I don't know if my tongue just farted there as I just looked at myself say Earth, but that was crazy. I just saw that. I'm inspired. I really am. I'm inspired by greatness. You know, if you don't grow up around greatness or know what that type of environment and behavior is like, how are you supposed to know what that's going to be when you get older? In order to become something, don't you have to see, watch, and listen to what it is? I'm in a parking lot right now. I'm not trying to draw attention to myself, but I need one light on in the car. And I guess smoking probably isn't helping. Which, by God's grace, I've been fortunate enough to, you know, be safe. Greatest of all time. Man, when I think of greatest of all time, well, as a sports guy, as a sportsman, sports has pretty much been everything in my life. So when I think of greatness, you know, I think of a team, think of a particular athlete. Man, we need more greatness in life to rub off on civilization. Genuine, sincere, respectful greatness. Humble, grateful greatness. There's not enough of that in life. It's not rubbing off on enough people. Think of the opposite of greatness right now. What do you even think of? To me, I think the opposite of greatness would be completely incompetent, like mentally ill, like screws are loose up inside one's noggin. Like, find help. Find help. You should want to live the greatest life you have ever lived, ever, regardless of what your talent or skills or capabilities may be. Why wouldn't you want to leave a generational impact like that on Earth, on life, instead of being the complete opposite and having absolutely no experience, no memories, no grateful or positive or warmth moments in life? That is fucking dark. And that's the mentally ill. It's sad and pathetic. So why not first learn the habits, the behaviors, you know, the actions that are taken by people and teams that are great and apply them to your own life? That would be a fucking remarkable miracle. So when I think of greatness, you know, first thing that comes in my mind, I would have to say would be the 1996 Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan winning his 4th NBA ring, took a team to the NBA Finals with a 72-10 record. The greatest team of all time. what does that team teach us as people to be able to apply to our own lives and benefit what God and the universe has to offer us in return for our sacrifice and suffering. Kobe Bryant, 5-time NBA champion. Tom Brady, 7-time NFL champion. What do these teams and athletes show peasants like us, the mentally ill, to be able to see what it takes and what it is like to be great? We should find that. Not be given in to fucking petty pain and becoming mentally ill. It's disgusting and sick. But it is fucking remarkable to see what true God's work can be in life, on earth, in this universe. So apply that to your own life. Become great. Learn from greatness. I have a phrase I would like to start by saying tonight. You need a foundational structure of characteristics of strong beliefs, respectful and purposeful values and beliefs to apply to one's own life to achieve everything. That's how I've kind of applied my life. So my module, follow the GF3 method. God, fitness, finance, freedom, and everything else will fall into place. I'm just keeping it real. So go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, listen to the GOAT Mindset podcast on every platform, every stream you can find us. Hope this provides some positivity and advanced guidance to be able to apply to your own life to live a healthy, positive, grateful, and fulfilling life. My name's Kevin Holmes, and you've been listening to the GOAT Mindset Podcast. Now back to Big E and the AIDS man.
And once again, a lot of trash on the GOAT Mentality podcast table.
Yeah.
It's notable.
It's Easter eggs for the audience.
When we tried to do it in the studio and Frankie was like, so what'd you think? And I was like, to be honest, there wasn't enough garbage on the table. I didn't really feel at home.
Well, that was also the thing is like when we recorded that podcast,
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, it looked great.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was like, it's horrible because we had to stay up until 4, almost 5 in the morning.
Yeah. Because she couldn't she wouldn't figure out, didn't let us just start.
Yep.
She wanted.
She's like, I gotta do some stuff 1st. And it's like, you gotta hit a red button. I hate
Yeah.
to say it.
Also,
But-
Luke, this is super random, but I'm amazed that no one's mistaken the two of us for one another.
I have
yet.
thought that we kind of look alike.
Yeah.
Now I actually
I've
look
thought
at
it.
it.
You're a much taller. I mean, you're a bigger.
I'm taller than you. You're a little huskier version of me, but like you're more built. I'm very skinny, but it would make sense that if we came from like two villages from Sweden that were like rivals or something like that, that would make sense. That if we had similar cross bloodlines or something.
My dad is obsessed with Sweden.
Really?
Any fun fact he can have, he's gonna hand it to me.
Are
My
you
dad
Swedish?
knows nothing
No,
about Sweden.
We are not. We're German.
What?
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
German and Italian.
Okay.
Sorry, Connor.
But I think that's where this brow kind of comes from, is the German side. We're trying to see each other. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
No,
I think that's.
we're just glad you're here.
Yeah, you have it too. You have a little bit of your own. You have a different eyebrow. Like mine's round, and you're Irish. You're like Irish through and through.
Yeah.
Like you're the most Irish guy I know.
I am?
Yeah, probably maybe more than my grandpa Dan, my step grandpa Dan.
Was he Irish?
He's pretty Irish. Yeah, he's got a lot of Irish and
People
Welsh.
just say I look Irish.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Gotta
Maybe.
throw up again. I'm so sorry, dude.
Oh, you're good, dude.
I don't know if I can fucking do this. I hate to say it.
You're fine, man.
Should we just pause it again?
Take a break.
Should we take a break? Well, let's get back to your story. About
We can get back to that. Yeah.
So, you're in Portland now, or you're living with your old man.
I'm living with my old man.
How long were you in Portland? Just.
Let me see.
I don't mean to.
I was here for 6 months, and then I was talking to Angelique again. She was a woman I met in Portland, and we got to know each other right before I left. And I was like, oh, there's this. I'm 20, gonna be 21. There's this like 32-year-old woman that's interested in me. Like, I've been a fucking dipshit loser nerd. I just lost my virginity at 18. Like, I've been...
To her, or...?
No. At 18, to somebody else,
Yeah.
to a college girl.
18's not that late.
Nah.
No, it's not. I realize now as an adult, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not at all.
It feels detrimental.
Yeah, in the moment, but
Yeah.
then looking back, it's pretty average.
Yeah.
Because in high school, you're like, oh yeah, everybody else is having sex. A lot of the people that were having sex in high school are not doing well now. Like
Yeah.
it does feel
Alright,
like,
well.
all right.
Hey, the exception.
All right,
the exception.
I
was
take
the
that back. I take that back. I said that out of spiteness and meanness. No, that's not true at all. No, anyone who's got pussy in high school has things figured out way earlier than most people.
So, this older woman, you're at your old man's place. You got this older woman in your back pocket. What's the thought process? You're gonna...
I'm thinking I'm in love. I'll give up everything. I'll give up my. I don't care about Acme's funniest person. I didn't feel like I deserved to get it anyway.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even deserve this shit anyhow. So, I don't deserve to have these victories. I don't deserve to have wins. So it's like I might as well just give it all up. If I really deserve it, then I should be able to just walk back in and take it. If I'm really that funny, then I should be able to move back here at any time, and they'll just hire me. They'll just put me on. So that's what I thought. That's what I thought at 20.
Yeah.
As a 20-year-old. So I moved back to like that December, like when I turned, I think it was like when I turned 21. I turned 21. I moved back to Portland on my birthday, December 18th.
Really?
Yep. And I saw Angelique, and it was probably one of the happiest moments of my life. To get off the airplane, and waiting for you is this beautiful like woman that's like way out of your league, and you have this like we had this whole relationship that we built
Like long distance.
So everything was built up way ramped up. Like I was like, that was probably the best sex I've ever had in my life, only because...
Was that the first time you had sex with her?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, first time we had sex.
Yeah, the anticipation is
The anticipation was crazy. Everything was ramped up, and there will be nothing like it again, because that you can only have that when you're pretty young.
Yeah.
You can only have there might be some I'm not gonna shortchange myself. There might be some mind-blowing thing that I do when they have robots that fuck us or whatever. That might all change. But
that we had that hooker over,
I hated that. But not because of you. It was because I didn't want to see her again.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with you personally. It was just I was embarrassed. I felt I didn't want to see. I was like, if it had been another woman, if it had been another person that we could have called over, someone that just had an ass. It would have been nice to just fuck someone with an ass. That's all. That's all I really cared about. I'm very superficial about this. It's very superficial. If we just fucked a hooker that had more ass.
To clarify, we didn't pay.
No.
It was
It was a
just her
freebie.
job. Okay.
It was a freebie, and she liked me.
Wait, was she off the clock?
It was off the clock. I met her on Tinder,
Okay.
and we were talking on Tinder, and so she came over and fucked me, and then we went and got coffee. She said I had a pretty dick, so because of that.
Such a weird compliment.
It was nice. It was the first time anyone's ever said that, and she's a hooker, so she's an expert.
Yeah, that's
she
true.
knows.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
She's an expert on sex workers are experts on most male
I had
genitalia.
a stripper tell me
Genitals.
that my dick was refreshing for a white guy.
Oh, that's nice. That's
nice.
a good one.
Yeah, that I'll keep it with me. Like an
Refreshing
otter.
for a white guy is a very high compliment.
Yeah, you know
That's
how
huge.
like an otter carries its favorite rock?
Yeah. Comes in and shows it
Yeah.
You're just
stripper
flapping your legs, you
yeah.
hold down your stomach,
to you.
eyes closed.
But because of her saying that, and I think I told you or Max or whatever, Max was like, you should text her again. And I was like, I don't want to. And then he came in with that sock full of nickels. And
That's right. I forgot he was threatening you with a sock full of nickels.
Did he
That
hit
was
you with a sock full of
no, he was
God.
like Max is one of those guys that like seems like a psycho, but he's actually
Yeah, he's a
He's a
harmless.
very good-hearted man.
He
Yes,
likes
I have-
to play into his
I've
psychopathy.
learned to
but,
understand that.
Yeah.
like he maybe has a little bit of it there, but who doesn't?
Yeah.
No, everything that happened with that is I look back on it now. I was a little bitter about it for a while, but after I just said the thing about the ass thing, I realized how superficial I am. So yeah, I'm not mad at you guys about that at all. It's funny.
You can't fucking what. I mean,
I just felt pressured into it. I just felt really pressured into it because he was like, "Give me your phone," and he was like, "I'm gonna text her," and I was like, "I don't want to." But at the end of the day, I could have been all like, before we fucked her, I could have been all like, "Hey, this whole thing happened. I don't want you here." Like I could have ended it at any time. I could have been. I just don't.
You
I don't have
even
the.
bought a
I just
bottle
can't.
of wine.
I did. I ended up being nice about it.
Yeah. And she jumped right.
But
to
yeah,
the chase.
Max messaged her. He was all like, "Hey, do you want to see this pretty dick again or something like that?"
There it is.
And yeah, so
But that'll go down to my memory as a good.
it does now.
Yeah.
It does now. I'm embarrassed that I had to throw on porn, but I couldn't get hard in front of you guys because when there's a woman,
You might have to scoot in.
when there's a woman you're not attracted to, and then your friend is there, that's the worst.
The thing was,
Wait,
I
you weren't
was
attracted to her?
I wasn't no because I fucked her the one time. I didn't want to fuck her again.
Oh, this was before. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you felt that way after the.
Yeah, no, after the first time I fucked her, I was like, I'm going to get coffee with her, but I don't want to see her again. But the second time, I was like, I definitely don't want to.
She cut right to the chase, though. She didn't even drink the
She
wine.
did. I appreciate that. We had
Because
that.
we had the conversation of, like, how do you broach the subject?
She did have also, you said she had nice tits, too. But I said that her face looked like she just smelled cat pee, right?
It
That her
does.
face
She had
kinda-
a very sour face.
Yeah, that she just has that, like, she's a teacher and she's just smells something
I
stinky.
remember when she was squirting in your bed and you were going,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because I was like, I don't. That's reserved for women I like, you know.
what about the native girl that bled all over?
I had to flip the mattress for that. Women do not respect your mattress. Like,
No, they don't. They'll break your bed
Yeah.
frame, pop your fucking air mattress.
they
shit
complain
your
about
bed.
they complain about us coming on them, but it's like that's pretty fucking
Standard.
tame
Yeah.
compared to the fact that you guys squirt on the thing, which is just pee.
Yeah.
And then you also so it's like I have someone else peeing in my bed. That's great. And then they'll bleed into it, and then. And like it's like if it's one thing if she like leaks during her period, it's a little bit that's
Whatever.
fine. Whatever.
Yeah, no,
I'm not saying
yeah.
beat them over that.
No.
But it's like this. I had this girl over, who we fucked and it was like a pool of blood. It was like a pool of period blood in the middle of the bed, and it was like dead center in the middle too.
This was after you finished. Or did
Oh no, I can't. I have to really like a woman to finish inside of her. I have that problem.
I'm just wondering how long that was even happening until you.
Until she came. That's usually how I do it. Is until she comes.
You're a pleaser.
Until she goes, she's enough.
Yeah.
Until she's like, that's enough. But
if I get 6 beers in me, I'm a stallion. I can't. I
Yeah.
don't come. My dick is rock hard, and I want to fuck anything that walks. But if I can't.
I do like that. I like that feeling. I like that
It's wrong.
feeling. I love that feeling when you're just so excited and you're rock hard and you're just like in any direction.
Yeah.
You're like you're grabbing them and you're taking them
Doesn't
in any
matter.
direction. Oh. And they're having a
You don't
good
have to
time
think about
too.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when it feels like instinct. Oh, that's the best.
Oh my!
And that's like 6 to 12 beers. You're right there.
Dude, 12, I don't know who I am.
Oh, 12.
It still happens, but
Drinking doesn't always do that for me. Like it'll like if I'm kind of stoned and it's like late, or if it's like really early, either really early or really late, I'll get like that. I'll get this like second wind of life inside of me, and I'll just be able to like.
Yeah, but so back to Portland. You're seeing her. You had great sex.
good for you.
Now what
Yeah.
goes down in Portland?
I just lived there for like almost 4 years. I
What
think.
made you come back?
3.5, 4 years. That was so we finally broke up, and I was working for Ron, and I was like, and Ron is this like keeper of lost men. He is
Yeah.
this keeper
I still
of.
gotta meet this
He
guy.
is kind of he
You
is this
don't.
he is this
You
he is this
don't.
kind
Yeah.
of gateway for if you're a man who's in stand-up comedy and you're kind of lost. He'll open the gate for you and be like, "Come on in."
Let me show you my world.
Yeah, let me show you my world. Oh, a bitch broke your heart. I got your back, pal. Like he's definitely
really
that.
is. Yeah, he really is.
Because I told him I was like, my girlfriend's dumped me. I just want to do comedy full time, working for you and living on the road. And he's all like, that sucks, fucking broads. You know these fucking bitches. Like and so he was like, he would put me up in hotels for a couple nights for free. He would like, I didn't even have to have a show, and he would put me up
That's
some
nice,
nights.
Yeah.
And he did send me like $500 during the pandemic. He sent
Yeah.
me like $500 just to help out. Sorry.
No,
Bless you.
I was sneezing.
And then you had a falling out with him, which was what?
I think when I was working with Darren Chase.
Oh,
That's-
DC.
Yeah, it was the Darren Chase run.
Grindmore.
I felt really rusty from doing comedy at all. I wasn't. Actually, it depended on the show. There was the. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Um,
Continue.
I just hate talking when people are choking to death or.
I wasn't joking. I got a little Scooby snacks, but keep going.
I don't remember.
You had a falling out. You got Darren Chase. What was the sound system? What happened there?
Oh yeah, so. Ron wanted back one of his. So Ron sent. I had my own sound system that a friend of mine like set up, bought for us, right? And it was to do like Ron gigs, to do road gigs with. And then Ron sent me a second sound system. I don't know why, but he sent me this backup sound system that was cheaper and like less put together than the other. Like ours was like state of the art professional. I still have it. I still use it. It's a good sound system. And he sent us this like cheap one that was like $150. And he sent it to me in my name too, which was crazy. He sent it with my name on it.
Really?
It didn't say like property of Ron Heron Entertainment or anything like that. It didn't say Heron Entertainment LLC. It had my name on it. And he sends me the package to my house. And he was all like, yeah, this is the backup system for when there's other guys coming through, or for you guys to use if your system stops working, blah, blah, blah. This is the thing. And so Nathan and I, on the road together, we were touring. And when our tour was over, I was going to go on the... Angelique and I broke up. I'm going on the road full-time, working for Ron. Going to just live out of hotels and sleep in my car some nights and just do comedy across the country. Like, that was my plan. And I was like, I already have my sound system in the back here. You take the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And so Nathan took the second one. Nathan thought he was going to keep working for Ron and start headlining for him. And Ron never hit him back. But he still had the sound system as far as I knew. So then the pandemic happens, and I was homeless. During like the first chunk of the pandemic, I was living out of my car. I was homeless, and I had to like make a last ditch effort. I got a job at Grocery Outlet, and then I had to save up whatever money I got from Grocery Outlet. You do save money really fast living out of your car.
Yeah,
like it is one of those things where I do often consider just moving back into my car again, because sometimes paying rent is just it's a bitch. It's a fucking waste. Sometimes it feels like a waste of money living somewhere.
Your
It
place
really
is
does.
nice right now, though.
It is nice, so that's why I'm not trying to give it up. But there is something also really free. There's something really free about living in your car. Saving, like not caring or worrying about money as much is really just wonderful.
You do worry about money still.
I guess I mean, to get out of living in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you kind of, like, I would have moments that I'd fall asleep in my car and it'd be raining and it'd be nice out. And I'd be like, this is actually peaceful. This is nice. I feel like I listen to Souls of Mischief a lot.
What's that?
It's this rap group,
Oh.
90s rap group, 93 Till Infinity. I would listen to that almost every night, and it would help me, like, go to sleep. But there's something about doing comedy on the road full time that just feels really freeing. Sorry.
You're good, buddy.
I'm so, because like I'm so sorry.
Why?
No. I'm so I just gotta say,
That's all right.
man, but I feel like I'm really fucking it up, and I'm sorry, guys.
You're not at all. Al's telling his story.
We can always
You're fine,
restart.
man.
I'm sorry.
I would like to do another take.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like excited to talk about any of this.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
What's on your mind?
I'm really bad about talking about myself.
I get that. I'm like that too.
Yeah.
Unless I'm getting directly asked, it's just hard to just like.
Yeah,
this
like
is-
you can
this is it.
actually what am I doing? Keep asking me questions that you want to know about me, and I'll just answer them. But I just don't want to do. I'm bad about, like, I don't want to bore anybody with, like,
You're
long.
you're
No.
telling us a
Like,
story of
with
how
long-
you lived in your car during the pandemic.
But I was
don't-
engaged the entire
Yeah.
time. I was looking right at your left cheek.
Yeah.
I don't tell good stories. Or like my stories end up being, like, really sad, like really.
I don't
like,
think
bummers.
it's sad. You're here now.
Yeah.
You went from living in your car to now living in the loft in.
The best.
Downtown
I feel like
Minneapolis.
sometimes I feel like I sold my soul to the devil just to live in the loft downtown.
In what regard?
Yeah, how so?
Cause living with fucking Brujas feels like living with a fucking devil. Like,
But you didn't sell anything to him.
No.
No,
You
but-
just let the devil into the.
Yeah, it does. It does feel like the devil is, like, living with me, and I don't know what to do about it. I'm just, but for whatever reason, I'm his friend, and it's like, well, it's better to be the devil's friend in this situation, I guess, than to be his enemy.
Well, he played a crucial role in this, like, summer 2023.
He did, and I shouldn't talk so. I don't mean that. Some of my friends just seem like devils sometimes. Just when they're.
At times he strikes me
When
as
he-
a very malevolent force.
I'll never forget the time he told everybody or a bunch of people at terminal that I was drunk driving with Billy, crashed into a semi truck and killed him.
Yeah, no.
And I was at CCU the next day.
Yeah, the you and.
just torn up about
It was
it.
it was the you.
Rest in peace, Billy.
Kill Bill, but-
You, Billy C. Yeah, you were in jail. You were put into prison,
Yep.
jail for
I killed a minor.
for killing Billy Seafield and Tia Hannes. Was the lie that he point blank?
Tia was the other
and
one?
he told it point blank to Bailey, without, like, he didn't smirk. He didn't. She was like, "You're joking," and he was all like, "Nope, just got the news. You didn't see Facebook," and was just telling
It's like
him.
he was overtaken.
Yeah. Well, he was drinking.
Yeah.
But he just got a lot of. It was really fucked up. He got a lot of pleasure out of just making this stranger, this random woman, just making Bailey just cry,
Yeah.
thinking her friends had died. And
Slight devil behavior.
Yeah.
Bailey did not deserve it.
no, I told her, we talked about it. She came to my room with, I think, her boyfriend.
She DM'd me
during
like, right
during
away
a
about
show,
that.
during a loft show. She came. People come into my room during loft shows. I really like it, and it becomes like a nice, like, talking space. And she came in with her boyfriend, and we talked about that. And I was just like, yeah, that was just a dirty thing to do to somebody.
Yeah.
That was just a dastardly, no good, dirty thing to do to someone, to just make someone...
Dastardly. That's a
just-
good
it was.
adjective for that. That's
Yeah,
true.
it's a dastardly
Like,
thing.
I don't think he's an evil man, but that was an evil thing to do
crooked.
to somebody.
Dastardly crooked. Yeah.
Definitely crooked.
Yeah. But at the same time, he did employ us.
Yeah,
let us
that's
get
what's
away with a lot
so
of
that's
things.
that's what's crazy about it is that's why it's better to view people in your life as characters and forgive them, because everybody comes with good and bad. Because at the end of the day, no one actually did die. No one actually was hurt.
Yeah.
She was psychologically damaged for a little bit.
For a day.
For a day.
For a day or
she,
two.
she got over
She
it.
sobered up. She was good.
Yeah, and so, he's done a lot of really good things. You're right. He employed us. He was pretty good to employ his employees.
Yeah. Let's talk about avocadish.
Yeah, we can talk about avocadish.
Because you said you don't remember
the dish.
this summer.
Yeah, sometimes memories, if they're more recent memories for whatever reason, sometimes I won't recall them. But then stuff will come back to me over time, and I'll like remember bits of my childhood more, high school. Like my brain is going over childhood, high school, early 20s right now in terms of what memories I'm touching on.
So you're currently in childhood mode?
Yeah, because I've just been trying to separate it, because I feel far enough away from all that stuff now that I can look back on those things fondly, and it doesn't feel traumatic anymore. I can look back on even really fucked up stuff and see that there's kind of stuff that's funny to me about it. That also, like, I can forgive my parents for stuff that happened. I can accept that they're also just people, that they're very human people. I couldn't raise 3 kids and be dirt fucking poor living in a broken down mobile home. Like, if you live like that, you're gonna throw one of your kids once, and it's like, and no one can blame you.
Did you get tossed?
I got tossed.
What was the circumstance in getting thrown?
Oh, my parents were arguing about money or something, and I went up to my dad and I was like, Mom, Dad, please don't argue, Mom and Dad, please don't argue. And my dad picked me up by the neck and tossed me onto my bed, and my mom went, Kevin! And I just remember airtime and then hitting the back of my head and then slinking down in my bed and being like, all right, well, I'm not getting involved with what they're doing anymore. I learned my lesson.
How old were you?
I didn't have birthdays, so
Okay.
sometimes it's hard for me to like keep track. I have to go by grades.
Gotcha.
So I think that could have been 5th grade, 6th grade, probably.
Really?
Yeah, I think fifth grade was when I was. Yeah, that would have been I would have been a 5th grader.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one, and just like I remember one time too, like when you live in a place that has like no air conditioning and no running heat and no running water and stuff, like you feel all the elements. It's crazy to be indoors, but feeling all the elements going on outside. I know that sounds dumb, but I feel like we take for granted, like people take for granted having a house, but also having a house or a home with like warmth or AC. Because I remember we would go to a friend's place that's another Jehovah's Witness. We'd go over to their house, and my family, we would all be like, oh, it's so cool in here. Oh, it's so nice and cool in here. And they're like, we just have fans on. And it'd be like, what the fuck? like they don't even have AC, but it's just for whatever reason their houses are built better. It's not a fucking mobile home with a tin roof in the middle of a cow pasture.
A lot?
Yeah, during the when it would rain, we had some leaks for sure.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty sturdy roof. I think it was actually a pretty sturdy roof. The thing that disgusted my mom was that we had a pee bucket. So we had this room that was like a pee bucket room, and it was like this thing. It was on like plastic, like how there's walkers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like imagine a walker and then like putting like a bucket in the middle of a walker.
Yeah.
And then sitting up on top of it and then pissing inside of it. So we had
Shit in the bucket too?
sometimes.
Really?
We were told not to. We were told don't shit in the piss bucket.
No shit in the fish bucket. Hey, who's shit in the piss bucket?
Whoa! Hey!
Dad wakes up in the morning.
Who shit in the piss bucket? Who did this?
Boys, I found shit in that piss
He
bucket.
wakes us up.
And I know it was one of you.
He throws it on us to
Shit
wake
in
us up.
there.
You just wake up covered in piss. What was that? One of you boys shit in the piss bucket. I'm gonna find out who it is.
Dude,
Just holds it up to each one of you.
I have a piss bucket story, dude. I remember
You do?
one time.
I don't respect any man that doesn't have a
I have
piss
a piss
bucket
bucket
story.
story.
We all,
Yeah.
we gotta have
I
a piss
wanted
bucket
to-
story.
story.
I wanted to say
That's
I was
that's
sick.
close. I'll count. I'll
So I-
grandfather you in.
Or was it?
I'll grandfather Luke in for having just a pee in a bottle
bottles.
story. I've done that too.
Oh, okay. I actually.
I did that living
in
out
the
of
bottle.
my car. I would
Yeah.
pee into big Arizona iced tea bottles because you don't. When you open when you're living in your car, you don't always want to get out if it's too cold or
Right.
wet outside.
Yep.
You don't always want to get out to pee. You also don't want to be exposed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you want to limit the amount of exposing your penis to random people
Yes,
as possible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's a good rule of thumb.
So sometimes I would open the door and I would pee out like and I would try to pee out the door like through the crack in it.
Whoa.
But that was if I was desperate. But usually what I would do is I would just have an Arizona iced tea bottle, one of
Yeah.
the big ones, and I would just pee right into those, and it feels good. It feels really good peeing into like fitting your penis into something,
That is-
and then just peeing
Yeah.
inside of it
like
feels
pissing
really
in a
good.
lake.
It's
Yeah.
it's like putting a hose in a bucket.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I,
There's something very satisfying.
there was a dude at the Gopher Badger game on last Saturday. He had a shovel in front of him and unzipped his pants, just peed right into the shovel and let it drop.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's nice. What's your piss bucket story?
Well, yeah, no, it was. I was like trying to pretend I was sick when I was like 8 or 9, and I had just been sick, and I think we had just gotten an Xbox 360. Skyrim was on it, and like I just wanted to stay home from school every day, so I had a bucket in there, and one day I was like, I just want to stay home today. So I was like, how am I gonna make my mom think that I threw up? I just pissed in this bucket, and I was like, Mom, I threw up and just gave her like a bucket full of piss.
Just
It was
some reeks of
it's
piss.
like, I fucking threw this shit up, dude. She's like sniffing on the bucket of
If
shit.
you throw up piss,
At,
though,
like,
you
3
should
in the
stay home.
morning.
Like if
Imagine
you're throwing up piss.
is just piss. Mom, can you take the throw up bucket out? I can't. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
Or she should keep you home just for being mentally retarded. You're gonna bite another kid thinking your piss is vomit. Like it's not.
Dude, I threw up. Yeah, man. God.
But
My mom's sniffing.
you didn't even do the soup. You didn't even do the soup thing where you take
Dump
a can,
soup?
dump a can of soup out. I could
Oh,
see
no.
peeing. I could see peeing and then dumping a can of
I was
soup
gonna
into
say,
the
you need
pee.
chunks.
That would look like I would if a kid showed me that. If you just show your parents something that looks disgusting that they don't want to look at,
Yeah.
they'll believe it's vomit because no one's inspecting.
Yeah.
That would be weird. I'd
Yep.
rather just err on the side of believe my kid.
I've never done that, no.
No, all right.
But,
Showing a bucket of piss to convince her mom you threw
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
That's awesome.
How old were you?
like I said, like 8 or 9, or probably
Okay.
9 or 10, I think.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I thought
Still not-
I thought you were like
17.
I thought you were
3
16.
years ago, dude. I gave
I
my
thought you were,
mom
like,
a bucket full of
16.
piss.
For a Christmas present.
You guys want to hear a crazy piss story?
Yeah.
My uncle Dan Jr., who is just forever gonna live in prison.
Why?
Dude, just so many fucked up things. Well, this is what he did as a teenager. He peed in a bowl of his grandmother's soup and then gave it to her.
Oh.
Yeah.
How
like
do you
just,
even take a bite at that point? You
Well,
gotta-
she doesn't know.
But like, I guess if your sense of smell's gone.
She had no idea. He was
Yeah.
like mad at her or something, and he peed into her bowl of soup and gave it to her. Which, as a kid, I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then
I thought that was just a saying.
and then adults had to explain to me, no, this is wrong and borderline psychopathic behavior. And I was like, okay, I won't do that then.
Who pissed in your Cheerios?
We used to have to piss in a bucket at the construction job constantly, and I was the lowest man on the totem pole. Me
Oh,
or
really?
Maddox, and Maddox always called in, so I had to dump out the piss bucket at the end of the day.
Ooh.
And they're not drinking water, and it just sits in the corner of a person's like yard, full of piss. And then one time, Zach, on a couple occasions, Zach was this like dude who he just he was a workhorse. He was a short man with something to prove. And he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't go to the gas station to shit. So he would open up the van, take a carpenter bag, and shit in the bag in the van. He would just lay it flat out and shit on the bag. And wipe his ass with McDonald's napkins.
Wow.
And then you'd see him getting out of the van, twirling it like that, and spinning it and throwing it into the big dumpster.
Hell yeah,
man.
dude.
Oh, have you ever used napkins to wipe cum off a girl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
plenty of times.
Good. I'm glad I'm not alone. What did I use? Starbucks.
Anything that was on hand.
Yeah,
I've given a
it's
bitch
paper.
cardboard before. Get it off. I don't care. It's not my problem anymore. I love you, but I mean,
Just the idea of
I need
just
to clean up too.
Using a cardboard to
Scrape it off. Squeegee it off onto the bed. You ever had a girl shit in your bed?
No.
Mm.
Oh.
Happened to me a couple times.
Oh,
Really?
Same girl?
Yeah, yep. 2 times. Fool me once.
Was it out of hostility?
There was no malice intended. Yeah, I just
Oh.
was like, she left, and I was like, looks like someone got shot in the head in my bed. It smelled like shit, and I was like, there's no way. Right? There's no way someone shit in my bed.
A second time?
So then I took the sheets off, and then I had to walk it to the laundromat the next day.
Oh, didn't you say this was?
Yeah, you
okay.
know who this
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I
That's not
moved into
good.
my new place.
That's not good.
Got finally so I had an air mattress for a little while.
I know too much about people. I wish I
Yeah.
knew less about my friends.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, so
But that's still a funny story.
Yeah,
I'm
and
on
then-
your side.
I mean,
I would
I'm
be very
speaking
mad.
my truth.
No,
Am I
I'm not
supposed to
mad at
keep
you. I'm
silent
not. No,
about
I'm
this?
not telling. No. I'm just thinking about how crazy this is.
Yeah, and then it happened a second time. Thank God, same sheets, because I'm not buying another set.
Yeah.
I'll just wash it. Stain didn't come out, but I
Yeah.
washed it.
Damn.
Good.
And she just fucking
I can grind more quick too, if needed.
Oh no, I'm just gonna lick this.
why? She
Alex, I'll
popped my
take
air
care of it.
mattress when I couldn't afford a bed.
Oh, really?
She blew that seal that you fill it up.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
We were fucking on it,
Huh?
and it just fucking boom, blew out. So then I had to duct tape and super glue it, but it would leak every night.
gonna say, duct tape doesn't work for that shit.
No, duct tape and super glue.
Why not?
And then
Why
she
doesn't it
shit
work,
the air
though?
mattress, popped the fucker. So I'd wake up in the middle of the night having dreams that I was drowning, but really
Hell yeah.
the air mattress was just deflating on me. And that's what you get.
Thinking
What
of,
about
you,
that?
thinking of you as a TV show character, like having a dream sequence of, I'm drowning, and then you wake up and it's just your air mattress.
What about the time we went to the sex party?
Oh, that was fun. That's a good memory.
That was great.
That chick was weird too. The Missy.
one?
What was her name? Missy?
Missy, the
Yeah.
head of the household.
No. Because okay, so that's also
That's
The head of
we
the-
walked
Hannah.
into that house and
Hannah
we're like,
is the
I've
lady.
been here before. I
yeah.
was like,
No, that was
what?
Hannah. There is this lady that I also met on Tinder. She was like, I think almost 40-something-year-old
Mm-hmm.
mom. She had like photos of herself in like a corset and whatever. So this mother of like 3 kids. Who has a husband is on Tinder,
Yep.
and she's like, we're in an open relationship, and so why don't you come over? And she had like a separate bedroom for her husband. They had separate bedrooms, and
Wow.
and so and I'm like 24. I think I'm 24, 25 maybe.
This was when I was living with you.
Okay, so,
So
26, 25, 26
Yeah.
then. And like the next morning, I wake up and like she introduces me to one of her kids, and I was like, this is wrong. This is
Yeah.
wrong.
First day?
This is wrong. Like to be
First time you fucked her.
to be just a guy that slept over this night to introduce me to your children is not okay for them. That's unfair to them.
Yeah.
That mom is you're meeting all of mom's boyfriends. I don't like that. I don't like that. That's really that's the kind of shit where I am like, liberals can go too far with how callous they can be, which is like, you can be so progressive that you don't realize you're doing damaging shit still. We're like, I'm so sexually free and open. Yeah, but keep that shit away from your kids to some degree.
Yeah.
Because
Well, where do you think they were for the sex party?
The kids, hopefully with grandma. No, they just kept them in the basement in a closet down there.
'Cause that's where
Probably.
they were fucking.
We heard them knocking. We could hear. You could walk by. You hear kids, let us out.
Yeah.
No way.
We were doing their puzzles.
No, thank God. But we were.
Jesus.
They had basically they split the room by. Regular party food lounging area
Up top.
autistic people and neurodivergent
Yeah.
types who are afraid of sex. Down below, all the degenerates.
Why are they there?
I don't know.
Why would they bring them?
Because it's a
I
big.
don't like sex.
No. It's because it's such a big.
big
It's such a
house.
big house. It's like a tower. The
Yeah,
house
it
is like
was
a
a
tower.
big house.
It has-
Where was
it has
The bitch was like a lawyer, right?
Oh,
something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think her
How many-
husband was the
yeah.
one that was the real money guy.
Yeah.
But
Did it feel like a
Um,
hotel almost?
It was huge.
yeah, it was.
one of the bigger houses
I would
I've
say
ever been
closer
in.
to hotel size for sure. They definitely like
Holy
yes,
fuck.
and
And
so
then they had that
huge,
spiral staircase
huge
to the
basement spiral staircase. Apparently, her husband has like a telescope. He has a what is that called when you look at planets from the roof from
I
your
think
like.
looking through a
He
telescope.
Skylight?
just has a skylight or something like that. But he has a like a room. He has like one of those.
Where it's just like a big window way up there?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the word for it right now, but
I think it's Skylight.
Observation.
deck.
Oh,
Yes,
whoa.
thank you.
Deck.
So he had like his room was an observation deck, and then the wife, whatever their marriage is, was like below in her own.
That's where the
sex bedroom.
neurodivergent room was. In
Yeah,
her
and
room.
also I never met her husband ever. I met
Is it
another.
just like
I
Southwood?
met another one of her boyfriends, which was a better looking Swedish guy than me. But besides that, I never like met her husband, which I thought was super weird. Cause I don't know,
I
like
don't think I'd want to meet you.
yeah, I mean no, but it is weird to never even at the
Yeah.
party to not meet her husband. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You'd think.
The party was strange.
It was fun.
It was. I had a
It was a
great
very
time.
fun party. It was one of the
Yeah.
most fun parties I've ever been to. Did you see that guy that looked like he was from Europe? That was like just the ugliest guy you'd ever seen in your life.
We went into the bathroom. It was like me and 9 other people jammed into a bathroom, and they were all snorting coke, and I was just sitting there watching them all snort cocaine. And he was like, "Do you not want it?" And I was like, "No, I don't at all." And the puzzle room's right next to it.
Yeah.
The puzzle room was right there. You were with that African girl doing
Yeah, that girl from
puzzles.
Kenya. I was doing puzzles with this Kenyan girl.
I was kind of free roam at that
Mm-hmm,
party. But downstairs, remember that real fat woman was getting hogtied and whipped?
Was she? Oh yeah. There was.
They
There was
put her on a table.
There was a
and they were
big chick.
hog-tying
There was a
her
big
and
chick,
whipping
and then
her.
there was that skinnier chick. Because
My
we also
God.
went down and saw that messy chick getting fucked by that big black guy.
Yeah.
And
Several.
Several. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, wow, that feels like a fever dream because I was drinking still then. But that was because downstairs there was that guy that had the clamp on his lip attached to his dick, so anytime he talked, it waved. And
I don't-
He was the one that was tying. The,
I
the
don't.
chubby
Do I
one up.
remember him? I don't know if I remember him.
He looked just like Dave Grohl.
Shit. Okay. I have no I have no face.
He tied up the woman.
I must have blocked that one out. I remember the
This
guy.
is- what?
Yeah,
I remember the
wait,
guy
so
from
the-
Tennessee, or who was the big Texas
Oh.
guy, and he was like, "This shit is weird." Like
No, he was in town because he's a national rodeo champion.
Oh my god.
And he was there. It was an odd
Yeah.
cast of.
And then
I'll
we-
tell you off.
there's also
camera
this-
Who else was there? And you're not gonna believe it.
Oh,
Yeah.
am I not allowed to say that?
I don't know.
I don't know. He was there. He was in a nice suit. He looked really good.
He was bartending.
He was bartending.
Oh.
Yeah. That's right.
And then
yeah, he wouldn't be embarrassed
no,
if you
probably
said
not.
that.
But
He still goes to those. I think he still goes to those parties.
yeah, who am I to say? Yeah, we got the invite and we went for your birthday.
Yeah. That was basically. Yep. That
I
was the
remember we
best
were
birthday I've
at-
ever had.
Spider-Man, and you leaned over to me and you said, "Do you want to go to a sex party tonight?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll go. Why not?" So we went back, we put on suits, and we went.
We did. We looked nice.
We looked really good.
I
And
wish I
then
had better shoes, but besides that, we looked good.
We looked very good. And we thought it was going to be like a sex party.
Yeah.
And then it was no one you ever wanted to see naked in your life. Getting hog-tied and whipped and fucking. So I spent most of the time at the main level. He was in the neurodivergent room. I was just mingling.
Me and the Kenyan girl.
Yeah. And then at the end of the night, and that was like, "Hey, y'all leaving?" And I was like, "Fuck.
This is it.
We just got caught. This is going to be really bad." And then we're like, "Yeah, we're trying to get out of here." And he goes, can you give this guy a ride home? Fucker saying he's got MS. And then the dude...
Yeah, no one else wanted to help him.
Yeah,
but he was
trembling.
like, I don't know what happened. I just drank a cold cup of water, and we were like, that's
Yeah,
horrible.
Jesus.
That's horrible. All right, we'll give you a ride home, pal.
Oh my God.
And
This-
so we
remember-
have the money, we have the vodka, but we're doing our good deed.
Right. And I remember... I thought that's
name
what
was
his... Remember we tried to get... I wanted to just give him a ride in your car. And then he was like, can one of you take my car? And I was like, I'm pretty drunk, but I'll get you home. And he was like, I guess I don't have a choice. So we got him in the car, and he said he was going to follow us to Charles's place. We get there, and dude in the car was telling me that he just got diagnosed with MS. He's 19. I don't know why he's at the party, but he's 19, just got diagnosed with MS like 2 days ago.
Yep.
And I was like, look, man, I was sick at 1.2. Like, things are gonna be all right. You don't think they are, but this is the worst it's gonna get.
I know
You're
where
gonna
the story's
figure out
going.
a way to live with this. You're gonna move on, and things are gonna be okay again. And he was like, thank you. I really needed this. God put you in my path. And then we pull up to his place, and I was like, all right, thanks, man. And then my phone vibrates in my pocket simultaneously.
We hit a stop sign.
Boosh! You slam the car forward. He gets thrown onto the dash because he's already taken his seatbelt off.
Mm-hmm.
You hit us at like 30 miles an hour. I don't really know how the fucking airbags didn't go off. That is the biggest car accident I've ever been in my life.
30 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I was texting you guys. I was like, you think we're there or something
You
like
said,
that?
am I still
Am
behind
I
you?
still-
And you rear-ended us.
Am I still behind you?
You
My God.
obliterated the back end of his car, mashed it in.
Really?
Never. we
Like I
never-
said, I don't know how the
Oh,
airbags
and
didn't
we-
go off.
Sitcom time.
And it was.
You said, well, at least you're home.
We never helped him with it either. We never.
That's
used
not on
anybody.
me.
Yeah, it didn't have
not.
nothing to do with it.
We were
not.
driving, and when you dropped him off,
I never gave him any money for that. I should have.
I remember you had him on
Oh,
speaker
my
because you
God,
said, I'm
dude.
going to talk to you till you fall asleep. And it was on speaker and we were driving, and he just stopped talking. And we were probably both drunk and high and forgot that we were even on the phone. And we
Oh,
almost
right.
hit that homeless woman.
Right. Yeah. Almost
But-
2 for 2.
Yeah,
that
but
night,
on that drive, when he stopped talking, you were like, yeah, I'm not going to pay him for that. And he was on the phone the entire time. And when we almost hit the homeless woman, we both were like, oh shit! And he goes,
Oh
what's
my
going
God.
on? And you're like, oh buddy, hey! And hung up the phone on him.
Whoa.
Then we did another good deed.
Yes, we picked up that homeless lady that was freezing to death. And
The
we
one
took
that you
her,
almost hit?
Yeah, and we took her to
The
'cause
Nicolette
she
Diner.
was walking in the middle of
The highway.
Okay.
and it was like 3 a.m.
And it was probably 0 degrees.
Yeah, and it was
She had a hoodie on.
so dark, low visibility. Like us hitting her, like I will stick up for myself. I wouldn't have been at fault in this situation,
Yeah,
all
no,
right?
yeah, no.
But I did feel bad for almost killing an innocent person. So I was like, let's make sure
pulled
that
over, and
Yep.
then I got out and walked up to her, and at first she was like, I'm good, and I was like,
we're like, you're gonna you're gonna freeze to death, lady. Yeah, it was
So
like
she
it was.
got in,
Because it was so cold and she only had a hoodie on.
yeah,
Like,
and then I
it-
gave her my suit coat, and then I remember you were driving, and I was warming her hands, and then she just started bawling. Yeah, but then we took her to the Nicolette Diner.
Took her to Nicolette and I used the money that I for her food.
That was pretty much all of the money we had.
Yeah,
from
I
that
was
night.
like, this is a Robin Hood moment. I should do the right thing.
I think at the end of after buying her ourselves and her breakfast, because it was like 6 a.m. I think we walked out of there with maybe $4 of what we.
Something like that.
So
'Cause it wasn't
then we
a
just
lot.
dropped her off at a speedway. I don't even know if she wanted that.
What's she gonna do with gas?
I think she did ask, could you drop me off at a gas station? Because her truck, we dropped
She
her off.
claimed her truck was broken down up the road from
Yeah.
us. And there was no truck on the highway.
That's what the plan was. Go to this gas station with what little money we just gave you, because we also gave her. I also gave her the rest of the money, and so it's like I was like, take this. You can buy some gas. Buy a gas can for yourself.
You need a phone charger.
Yeah, that too. But I was like, if we drop her off at a gas station, that'll take care of all of her needs. Yeah. Somebody there will take pity on her and help her.
Yeah.
It's a better place for her to be. In terms of this situation.
Yeah. That was a good night.
That was a good night. I like how that whole story comes around full circle.
It does. It ties itself beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It would have been perfect if we pissed on Dudley Riggs.
That was the one thing we didn't do, was we didn't piss on Dudley Riggs' grave.
We should have done that.
Yeah.
But I was so
We couldn't
tired.
find it. We couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Yep. We didn't even do the stumbling through the graveyard.
No.
I feel like we should still do it.
I'd piss on his grave. Because that woman that had us at the party, she was so disrespectful to us. We went to thank her for having us, and for some reason she had a hot tub in the basement.
Yep.
And
nice. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, we were trying to get to know her and stuff, and then she was like bragging about that.
She said, I hate when men think they're funny, because we somehow told her we were comics.
Well, we were also, before we even told her we were comics, we were making jokes to each other, and we were making this guy laugh really hard.
In the tub.
The guy in the tub laughed, but also this guy standing next to us, we were making him laugh really hard. We were just in a good mood. And it wasn't like we weren't doing any jokes that were like dirty or sexist. It was like very, like, we were just talking and making this guy laugh super hard with just our back and forth personalities. And yeah, she was just like, she said like what you said, I hate when
men think they're funny.
And it was like, it was weird because it's like, we're not attacking you. We're doing what you're doing. We're just enjoying being alive right now.
Bitch.
Yeah, it was very bitchy. It was very fucking, we should have put her head in the fucking, should have drowned her. Yeah, he's fucking laughing now. All right, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, but she works for.
It ties like a bow.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful story.
She made a whole thing where she was all like, "Well, I work with, like, what was it, the Comedy Workshop people or whoever they are,
The Brave New Workshop.
the Brave New Workshop people." She was like, "I work with the Brave New Workshop, and I design clothes for them or whatever she fucking does."
Yeah.
And so she was all like, you know, who do you know in comedy? And we were like, well, we both have won Acme's Funniest Person.
Yep.
And she was all like, oh, that's not even really a real credit, which is like, even that was, I was like, all right, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Because even other people go, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't take it that that was like, and because I'm like 26 then. So I still have like quite a bit of an ego.
That put me at like 22.
Yeah.
Probably. Or 23.
But like, I was like, oh, your opinion is bullshit to me now, because you're just being disrespectful. We're giving you actual accomplishments that we have locally, and you're still shitting on us. We're not gonna make a friend here. We're not gonna win you over. So it's just like, there's no point. So I think we just went into full blown like just making fun of her mode or something.
Yeah. But that was when she was like, do you even know who Dudley Riggs is?
Yeah, she did. She was like, do you even know Dudley Riggs? And we were all like, no, we don't care.
I
And
didn't even know Dudley Riggs.
Come on.
Who doesn't know Dudley?
Dudley.
Yeah.
it is. He has a funny name, and we Googled him. He's a guy.
We
He definitely
Googled
is a
it right
guy.
in front of her.
What do you do?
He started Brave New Workshop.
the Brave New
Workshop.
Workshop.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then we looked at his Wikipedia and it said he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
So I flipped off the ground and stomped, and I said, there you go, there's a couple for Dudley because he's down in hell.
Boom.
Oh, he said that to her?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. No, that's a good one.
And then she was like she just doubled down, and we were like, well,
Yeah,
we're
she
gonna
was-
go. And that's the catalyst behind
Stealing the money.
taking things.
Yeah. Because she was Hannah, the lady who was who I talked about. They were like best friends.
Yeah.
So like, is like more passive aggressive to me now after our interaction with me.
Yeah.
And so now it's becoming like, oh, now you guys are being just like weirdly like
Spiteful.
spiteful. We haven't really done anything to you. We appreciate that we're here, but like, we're just here having fun. You're here having fun. Why are you making why are you attacking us?
Yeah.
You know? I don't know why it's insecurity. I don't know why people go and like it's like I am insecure, but I know that it's my fault. But other people get so insecure that they make it your fucking problem, and that's really exhausting.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like anyone that throws a sex party has some level of insecurity. I feel like a person that like continually seeks sexual encounters out is trying to validate some part of them.
Yep, definitely.
Like overly promiscuous people, I feel like that is what it comes down to at the end of the day.
That's what
it's
I'm
like
trying
a
to
self-esteem thing.
That's why I'm trying to cut down on jacking off, because it is
How many
self-esteem
times are
thing.
you guys banging one out a day?
It's a nightly routine.
Nightly?
Yeah, helps me go to sleep.
Really?
Depends on the night, but yeah.
Every night?
I mean, most nights.
Yeah.
I'll do morning and then the afternoon and then sometimes before a mic and then before bed.
Before a mic, it clears the head.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Sometimes, if it's needed, yeah. Otherwise, I'm in my head.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like a getting the demon thing out?
For me, yeah,
Every
the
once in a
bile. I
while.
call it the bile.
The bile.
I'm getting I'm getting this bile out of me.
Did you
this-
ever bang one
this
out at the group home?
Disgusting. Yeah, in the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah, because
On
they have
overnight?
because you have to stay overnight,
do an
and
overnight.
you're hearing guys upstairs howling and yelling and stuff like that, and you're trying to fall asleep. So it's like, well, the bathroom is still a private place. I'm allowed to be in a bathroom.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'd crank one off in the bathroom and then go to sleep. But it's like it still has a lock in there. And there was the kind of staff bathroom too, where it was
That's
like,
right, yeah.
So
So
it's
you
like
went down
it
to the
locks.
staff bathroom,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it locks. So it's like it's not like I'm using the personal bathroom or
Yeah.
whatever. I felt bad about it every time. I'd be like, I'm disgusting.
Every time. So it happened a handful?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Handful every time.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn, dude. I never did. I felt like that was truly war.
No, it was.
Dude,
But if I was at war, I would find a time to jerk off.
Really?
If
Whoa.
I was at war, I would find some time, some place to jerk off because
The adrenaline's going.
because I would have to be like, I gotta relax and chill out somehow.
Al, how long
I'd
did you
smoke
work at the...
I'd smoke a cigarette and I'd jack off
At the same time,
at the same time. If it was war, yeah.
putting it on.
I like the idea of jacking off and just still holding a gun, looking at your gun the way you look at your phone.
Just holding the gun to a woman's head.
Imagine you have.
I couldn't imagine.
I was gonna say,
having
imagine
sex
you
and
have a
doing
little-
that.
imagine you
That'd
have a
be
little-
So crazy.
That'd
If
be
anyone would
insane.
ever do that, it'd be wild.
Be
Sex
so
and
dangerous.
holding a gun to a woman's
Yeah,
head.
that'd be so crazy. Like, who would do that?
Mm-hmm.
But how long did you work at the group home?
What was it, like 6 months? 6 months, a year, something like that?
Really?
Yeah.
We did a tour together.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man. I hear a lot of these stories.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he knows the whole cast. We
Yeah.
can't
Oh,
say
yeah.
their names on a podcast, but he knows.
21. Can you
22.
do something for me?
Oh, he's thinking of the one dude had to do counts
Mm-hmm.
to calm down.
Yeah, you'd have to do counts with
Oh, I had one of those too.
with Mr. P. Mr. P there.
Yeah.
Mr. P.
You are we gonna do the counts?
Can we do a count right now?
Or what are we gonna have for dinner?
Oh, I'm thinking spaghetti tonight. Spaghetti every fucking night? Is that what you want to have? Okay.
But yeah, you'd have to count with him. You had to put his weighted blanket on. He'd be on his swing and just. It was crazy sometimes how like, the guys would look so peaceful.
Mhm.
They'd have moments where they'd look so peaceful, like there's just not a care in the world.
When Mr. was in the beanbag, when he just like hit that flow state of ripping skin off his nut bag, he looked so at peace.
Yeah, he would have his moments.
Ripping
Remember when
skin
he'd
off
have
his nut
no?
bag?
Remember when he'd have his
Yeah.
moments where he would actually he'd be actually wearing clothes and he'd be able to be in his beanbag chair and he'd just be like,
Yeah, he didn't move. He just watched you with his eyes. It was like a
and he'd be
painting.
like,
Yeah.
Dude,
But he can just get up at any moment. He can just get up and start just slamming onto
what
his
were the
knees.
hyperfixations?
Well, that
Dinner.
it's always food. It's always food.
Always food centric.
Fingering your own butthole.
Anal digging, a lot of that.
Really?
A lot of just jacking off. I mean, these guys jack off worse than I do. It's fucking. I felt at home there. I was like, I'm not the freak anymore. But
Whoa.
They bang one out often.
yeah.
Or like when Mr. K would get mad when he would stand up. All of his sweats had to rip down the taint because he liked easy
They
access
just
to his
fucking
dick
ripped
and
him
balls.
open.
So he would jump up, and then like when he would get real mad, you know, and he would like grab his dick, pull it forward, and bang on it like a judge's gavel.
Dude, that thing was also so cracked. It was
Yeah.
like
Whoa!
was
like a
like-
carpenter's hands.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was like a rough looking. It was like a mushroom that was just like had stuff growing. You know when mushroom has
Yeah.
fungus growing on it?
Yeah.
It looked like that with just like cracked, like the land before time ground. You know where it's just
Yeah.
like all
I
cracked
can,
open and
picture, I can
dry.
picture it. I can picture it.
Red, very red.
Red, bright red.
Yeah, I can
yes.
imagine when you're.
When he'd rip his pubes out, real angry, like he's fucking pulling carpet.
Whoa!
Hey! He'd be ripping his pubes out and screaming at you. Nothing prepares you for
No.
seeing that.
No, also you remember like walking up to the door in the morning and you already could hear what was waiting for you.
Yeah.
Or you'd hear, I can't say.
Yeah.
Mr. Sorry.
No, that's not as bad.
Yeah.
For like just one name, that's not.
But
But yeah, you would hear them before. It would be like the calm before the storm. You'd get there and you relieve the night staff and you'd
Yeah.
start cooking breakfast, and then the house would start to stir
did you ever stand by the door for like a second?
before opening it.
Yeah, like
just being like
you're on time, but you're like, I'm gonna be 2 minutes late. Just gonna stand here for a
yeah,
sec and
I
then
need
open
to
this.
decompress.
I need to. I'm expecting.
First, Mr. would wake up and he would piss on the floor every night.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to get him because he wanted to take
Those
a bath.
guys have really good balance, by the way.
Excellent center of gravity.
You know
They
what I
can
mean?
wrestle
Because
like a motherfucker.
they never.
Yeah, they can.
They never slip in their own piss
No,
ever.
no.
Like we only ever saw Mr. slip and fall one time.
That was when he
And-
was trying to punch me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And he was on the slippery deck outside, and he only had one shoe on because he wouldn't put the other one on.
Mhm.
And he
Dude.
did. He took a swing
Yeah.
at you, and he slipped and fell and hit his side, and he started crying, and it was like, well. That's what happens when you're attacking people and you have your center of gravity thrown off.
Yeah.
You're gonna hurt yourself. It was kind of like the universe teach. I don't care how mentally retarded you are. The universe still wants to teach you a lesson.
Yeah. My favorite though would be working either with you or with.
I like to.
And when you'd come up, fuck, we're gonna have to bleep a couple.
Yeah.
When you'd come up to Mr. door,
Yep.
and sometimes he'd beat you to it. Sometimes
Oh.
you'd be cooking breakfast, and then you'd hear feet stomping through piss, bare feet
Yep.
stomping through piss,
Yep.
and then remember the tub was fucked up, so you had to beat him to the tub before he got into
Before he got into
fucker.
the shit-filled tub.
Yeah, there was shit in the tub. The state should know about this place. It needs to be shut down. But they did an investigation and I fired people, but it was like the house itself.
I had to do that. I had to report because I saw one guy pick up Mr. by his face. He stole a waffle. I was eating Eggo waffles. I was making myself breakfast in the morning. And I was eating it, and I was like, I'm gonna make you one in a second, but I just need a second to eat this. And he came over and he grabbed it anyway, and I was like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, but I was like ready to let it go, like I'll just make another waffle. And this guy, the lead guy, comes in, and he's like, no, he's not getting away with that shit. Grabs his face,
Yeah.
Whoa.
slams his head against the wall,
Whoa.
right underneath the camera,
Yeah.
and squeezes the waffle out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And I
Don't
was
do it like
and
that.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
Got that fucking Hawaiian roll out of
Yeah.
his mouth.
just against the wall.
Get out.
But
right into the carpet.
no, it's just burned into my. Because I was like, I gotta say something. I
Yeah,
gotta say
that's
something about that.
crazy.
Because there was other things that they were doing too, but that was my last straw in terms of like okay, this isn't normal.
I
this
came
is...
in after the investigation, and that's when things were like better.
And I
never witnessed anything like that.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
still newer. I was still new, so I wasn't like attached to any of the people. You know,
Yeah.
you know when you come into a new job and you're like, I haven't built a relationship with any of these people.
Yeah.
I kind of don't. Not that I don't care about them, but I'm here for the paycheck.
Yeah.
And so when I was seeing that, I was like, this is a bad work environment for me. If they're willing to treat these guys like that, they'll treat me like that too. Like,
Yeah.
and if they're not afraid to do it, like these are not good people to be around. Because another thing they would do is they would make they'd take him down to the basement and they would make him pedal board back and
That's
forth
right, that's
until
the
his
thing
knuckles would
Charlie
bleed. Yeah.
Reported.
Yeah. We both had to report that, and so yeah, they'd have him do it back and forth until his like knuckles would bleed or whatever. I'd find him with like bloody
You know
knuckles.
those like things you would do in gym?
Yeah,
A scooter.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking
They'd have
about.
him do that back and forth,
Oh.
picking up rings, picking up these like plastic rings or whatever. It's supposed to be like a game for them to like be able to calm down or whatever,
Yeah.
but they were using it as a punishment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That was why like that job was so fucked up because we all had. After the investigation, it was all new staff. I was the one that like came in.
Yeah, we were kind of in the hell house too.
Yeah, and like things were really bad, and all of them were dysregulated. So like, it was a fight every day.
Yeah.
That was, but there were glimmering moments where
They
you
were
would
really
just-
really nice and hopeful.
Like you would have a moment with them where they would like genuinely smile at you, and you'd be like, "I got this fucker," and then the next moment it would be
Yep.
like, "Ah!" Pounding his dick again, and it'd be like, "All right, we're back to
Back to square one. It is like Sisyphus rock
Yeah.
with them, but that's why you also learn to just be like, I'm just gonna enjoy this work for what it is. Because I remember like taking Mr. out and I would like people would make him run laps, but they'd have him do them alone. I would go out there and do it with him. I would run with him because I was like, I should get exercise too, and I shouldn't expect him to do any more than I can do. You know,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
because also that's gonna make him stronger than me. If we're
Right.
just having him run endless amount of laps all day, every day, you're just making him stronger.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
so it's like I want to regulate his strength a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's like training the opposing
Yeah,
dog.
it's like because that's the thing is like a lot of those guys that you're working with these guys who are have all these mental deficiencies, but you also are incredibly smart in other ways in terms of tricking you, in terms of like they're
Yep.
cunning
Cunning.
individuals.
Cunning.
There's-
like,
to get what
so
they
many
want.
times, just like
To
this
get what
dude
they
ripping,
want.
ripping a Wii remote out of,
Yeah.
out of another dude's hand.
And they
Yeah.
don't care. They don't care about consequences the way they do. They don't have a fear. They don't have a fear of shame, of rejection, of they just have what they want, and that you're in the way of it, and they know. Okay, how am I going to get this thing? Am I going to be really nice to you? Oh, being really nice to you doesn't work. Well, then I'm going to be really mean. They'll beat you to death for
Yeah.
a cookie.
Yeah.
you truly
They
would,
will.
100%.
They will if they want it bad enough. And
Cookie.
food is like that to them. Food is the highest joy that they experience.
One dude, it was like Bruce Willis. He loved Die Hard. Wanted to watch Die Hard every day.
Your guy was probably a little more higher functioning.
Yes.
If he could enjoy a movie, he's more high functioning.
Yeah.
These guys can't even maybe enjoy Price is Right and music a little
Yeah.
bit, but these guys they can't even enjoy music. They don't get pleasure from music. They don't get pleasure
Yeah.
from movies. They
Yeah.
get pleasure from your attention, and that's it. And food.
Like, dude, I remember that. Or fuck. Well, we'll just go through and bleep the fucking thing. I'll listen back to it. He was
I was a little higher functioning.
he was higher functioning, but he would say very ominous shit to you.
archaic things.
He would say things that were extremely ominous. You better not show me the peppermint twist, Price is Right. And then he'd just go like this.
Or when we'd be up at night and he'd be all like, "Go to bed, Warren.
Yeah, he would talk to this
Go to
American.
bed.
And you weren't.
Go to bed, Warren. Go to bed."
He gave you a folder before you went to the house, and
Go to bed,
you would
Warren.
read it, and it would be like for him specifically in like red. It was like, "Do not talk about Warren." And you're like, "Who the fuck is Warren?" Warren is a guy,
It's a demon.
a demon that
It's a
lives
demon.
in his room and terrorizes him.
It lives with-
Night.
It doesn't matter where he is.
Yeah.
It's a demon that lives with him, and I bet it tells him to burn the group homes down.
Because he would burn houses down.
Yeah, he'd break into the kitchen,
Yeah.
and he's going to do one of two things when he breaks into the kitchen. He's going to go for the fridge and drink all the ranch,
Yep.
or he's going to
'Cause
set
he
the
knows
house on fire.
There's dairy in there, and that's going to charge his superpower.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, his bipolar is
Dairy
mood swing.
activated.
Yes,
He's
yes,
It's like
yes.
drinking vanilla extract for
Yeah.
alcohol.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yes, it's like he has these huge mood swings. These
Triggered by
where he
dairy.
goes, "I'm going manic," and and his eyes would look like, you know, when like a cartoon character and like Winnie the Pooh gets hit with something,
Yep.
and their eyes are like
Yep.
swirling around. His eyes would look like Tigger, like, "Ooh." And he'd be like, "I'm going manic, oh no!" And it was terrifying. It was terrifying because you don't know what you're gonna deal with now. It's almost like the Mask changing personalities.
Yeah.
It's like,
You'd put him to bed, and then if some nights I would just stand there by the door, and you'd hear, "Go to bed. Go to bed, Warren.
and that's when
I
it
don't
starts.
want to talk right now, Warren." And like, he would talk to this Warren all night. And then in the mornings, when you would divert Mr. from the tub,
Yep.
he would run up the stairs bare ass naked and rip the bed.
Sorry, I'm like slamming. That's so funny.
He would run, you'd be in his room, there's a fully grown
Push me out of my bed.
and then there would be a fucking
Oh my god.
full grown man sleeping, and then he would rip the sheets out like magician style out from underneath him and rip him out of bed, and then jump so hard it would shatter lights downstairs.
Whoa.
And would be like, oh, what's for breakfast today? And it's like, we gotta sort other shit out right now.
Can you imagine waking up that way every morning?
Damn near
Somebody
every morning.
ripping your sheets out of you.
Rolling you out of bed, and then he had zero self-preservation. He wasn't catching himself. He was just landing on the ground, and then it's like you have to wrestle a full-grown naked man out of his room, and then he's laying there with a diaper full of shit, and you're like, we've got like 5 things cooking right now.
Oh.
This is the most pressing thing.
Yep.
And then you get in the shower, and then you basically just fucking spray him. Cause like he didn't really shower on his own, and it had like one of those head things. So you'd start with the head, and he was always pissed because he wanted to take a bath, and there wasn't a bath shower. So he'd be and slamming suds all over the fucking place, and there's water everywhere, and the other ones are all waking up. And then the worst was when Mr. would wake up. That was when things hit the fucking fan.
Oh yeah, because he would get Mr. E would get other people riled up.
Yeah.
Like they would be the first domino that would go and honestly, when those guys would get together, it was like Godzilla versus like
King Kong.
King Kong, yeah.
Because Mr. G would come up in a Minions onesie.
Oh, danger.
and
Danger
just grabbing
with,
that
like,
stuff, grabbing
a
it. Yeah.
diaper so full of like
Lithium
piss and
Yeah.
shit. They would just be rocks in his fucking diaper, so it would sag down, and he would come upstairs like this while everyone was eating.
Yes, 'cause
And
of
then
how
he
he'd
would,
walk,
like,
too.
Yeah, he would hover into the room, and they'd all be eating waffles, and then before you knew it, he took a handful of one guy's head, and the other guy, and then he's eating all the food off of his tray, and you're trying to stop him. Yeah. We weren't trained.
No, it does not
No,
sound
you
like.
have to get a blocking pad, and you're like pushing guys off, and they're trying to rip your pants off of you because he's grabbing onto whatever he can, and so you're pushing Mr. Away from each other, and he's swinging, and the other guy's grabbing, and he has like long fucking nails, like because nobody clips his fucking nails in the house because they're all afraid of him.
Because
and it's like
if he got a hold.
it's like, dude, it's better if 3 of us hold him down and clip his nails now than he has a behavior later and scratches your fucking eye out.
Yeah.
It's like dealing with chimps.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like if they're not as strong, but if you were dealing, like, it's almost like the same danger level of this is how scary a chimpanzee is. Like,
I remember the one time we were out on the porch with Mr. Mr. And
Yep.
they stood up because Mr. wanted to be in the house. Imagine the worst part of your day being like, because you work from home. Imagine the worst part of your day. Someone walks in and says, "Hey man, you've been inside for a little too long. It's 75 degrees and sunny outside. Would you like to sit on the deck? I'll move your chair out there." And you think, I would rather dig in my asshole and rip my tubes out than go out onto that deck. So you'd have to get him on the deck because that's what his parents wanted. So you'd get him on the deck with the fucking beanbag.
Grant.
And then fucking the time he was sitting there and he had a full out behavior.
Yep.
Then he stood up and he calmed down and he like would move very quietly when he wanted to get in. Like he thought you couldn't see him, but he was like 250 pounds, 6'5".
Holy shit.
He was a big fucker. Like he got up and he was like.
Was this Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he was walking towards the door, but Mr. stood in front of the sliding glass door that he was trying to get into. And they had a moment that I had never seen before. They like acknowledged each other. Normally in the house they just kind of float around and don't. But they looked at each other in their eyes. And it was like a very sweet moment. And we were on the deck like, just let it happen.
Yep.
This seems nice. And then, or not, no, Mr. I don't isn't even his name, but he reached up and he like started touching Mr. face. Just like that. It was very gentle and sweet. And Mr. was like, and like calming down. And then Mr. got to the point where his hand was like this, and then just gripped him like a basketball. And then Mr. goes, "Ah!" And we can't get him off. We can't get him unlatched from his head. Because then it starts scaring Mr. So he's grabbing with two hands now, just squeezing his head. And we couldn't get him off, you know? Like, we were trying, but you couldn't separate them.
Oh my god.
That's a Jaws of Life situation.
It was, like, so gentle until it got to here. And then he just went and squeezed him like that. And then it just, all hell broke loose. God damn.
Holy shit.
This was an episode.
This is good. That's such a great story. I love that story. I want to ask you, based off of the stuff with the go to bed warn and stuff, I've been thinking about trying to write a horror graphic novel.
I remember you sending me pictures.
And I think that would be a good thing for us to write together because we know the characters so well. And it would be good to take because it'd be fun to make it into a comedy also. So to like go from like storyboard. I've always wanted to use a graphic novel as the storyboarding for a movie. So I've always thought if you could make a graphic novel first, if I was gonna sell somebody a movie, I wouldn't go, here's my screenplay. I'd be like, here's my graphic novel. If you can't put this down, you're gonna want to make it into a movie.
Like, I guess you could see the frame.
Because you'd see all the frames of how
Visualize it,
everything. You'd see how everything would pan. You'd see the pacing. You'd see
The
even what the
emotion.
characters would look like. The emotion that is supposed to be. So I feel like I'd love to illustrate something like that, but I need help writing it.
I'd love to, because I love talking war stories.
And just the idea that the ending is that, to me, it's so funny that the ending is like, sets a house on fire, and then he limps off through the field, through the bushes, and he like comes up to the camera and he's just like, "Go to bed, Warren," and that's how it ends, with him just going into the woods.
He beat the shit out of me in a TJ Maxx parking lot one time.
Holy shit.
That was when he busted my
Oh,
nose.
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, he kicked the fuck out of me.
Yeah, Mr. He kicked me in the head a week before going to Vegas. I was in the back seat of the car. You were driving, and he was
so
biting my arm. He was trying to hit Mr. He kept on swinging
Axe
his
kicking.
boot, axe kicking with his boot
Right
down
on top
onto
of
his
his
head.
head.
Holy shit.
I remember I reached back and grabbed Mr. B's hand and I say, "He's not going to do it anymore, I promise. You're okay." And he goes, "You're lying!" And then he kicked him on top of the head again.
Dude. And I had to stretch my body completely out and push Mr. because he was getting out of his harness. He was getting out of the seatbelt. He was biting. He was fighting everything. So I had to literally, to secure him, I had to push my
Until I could get
legs
pulled over, because
up
I was going
against
90
him.
down the
Yeah.
highway trying to get us home. Until I could get on an off-ramp because it was like, there's no way we're gonna wrestle this guy in a
Because there's no
fucking
blocking
Yeah.
pads.
Yeah.
There's no blocking pads in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm having to use my feet to block all of his biting and scratching and.
Because you'd have to strap them in like Bane.
Mm-hmm.
They all wore vests that they couldn't get out.
Mm-hmm.
It was like you were transporting prisoners.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
No, and his bites, his teeth were all ground down, so his bites would leave bruises. They wouldn't cut the skin, but he
Yeah.
would still have the bite force.
Yeah.
And
it
so, and it'd
fucking
leave bruises.
hurt.
And he kicked me in the head, and I had like a boot print right here.
Jeez.
Jesus Christ.
And then you know how we ended
Strong.
that?
It's fucking awesome.
How's that?
We pulled up to the house and we said, "Do you want a snack or no?" And he went, "Oh." And then we let him out and he ate some Cheez-Its and that was all he needed.
We pat him on the back.
Yep. You want to play basketball and eat Cheez-Its?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You literally just busted my nose. Come on.
Give me a little
Let's
bit.
play
of
one-on-one,
fucking-
come on.
yeah.
There is something.
Dribble.
There's something that's like a deep bonding with. You do bond with those guys because you go through such powerful emotions with them,
Yeah.
and it can change so suddenly. And sometimes it's
they
your
sure
fault.
can change suddenly.
Sometimes it's your fault. 100%, it's your fault because you got impatient with them. No, totally.
Yeah,
I mean-
you are a bit right.
If you know their behaviors, if you know what they're like and stuff, and you know, if you go like if you keep telling him, no, we don't have any food in here, and he keeps pulling out your collar, and you finally scream at him, we don't have any food, and he gets mad at you, you're a little bit like, I shouldn't have shouted.
Yeah.
Like you're like
I do get
it's
that
it is
100%.
like it is like shouting at it's like if you're gonna shout at something that's gonna now attack you, it's a little bit your fault
Yeah, 100%.
for shouting.
We should probably wind this down.
Yeah, hour 20, so that means what? Hour almost 45?
Yeah, that's
right.
good.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, normally it's an hour 10, so we're just 30 minutes over. I'd love to have you back on, though.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
I know you got
No,
stories.
thank you guys.
Yeah.
No, thanks for having me on. This was a lot of fun. It was good to just open up about a lot. I don't get to. It's good to talk about this kind of
Yeah.
stuff. This is good.